Hello everyone, I am Defudge3004 and I'd like to welcome you to Iron Incorporated. This is a game that is coming out on Steam in 2026. I don't know when, there is no date, it just says it's coming out. And so I got this from the developers, they sent me a copy, thank you very much, I do appreciate that. And this is a factory building base defense game, and there are drones that you have to defend against, and you also have to build factories to get things and stuff like that. It is on Steam, as I said. I'll link the store page in the description. You can check it out for yourself. There is no date for when it's going to come out, but I just wanted to go and give you an idea about what it's about. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it, and we're just going to start up a new game. Okay, so welcome to Iron Incorporated. Familiar yourself with the factory by following a series of basic instructions. So down on the bottom right, WASD to move around. And this is our main base here, and we can scroll in and out. So this is our guy or whatever creature, the person that we are, the robot or whatever. So do that, and then we go down here and go to next. Rotate the camera using the middle mouse button, so we can do that. And this is a little base that we have. This is our planet hub, and then we can put stuff in here. This is player inventory, which is this guy here, and then of course down here is the storage inventory, and that's, I think that's in here, but I'm not sure. So rotate the camera using middle mouse button and left alt and zoom. So left alt and zoom using mouse scroll wheel. Okay, so that goes up and down. Okay, cool. So you can go up and down holding the middle mouse button, and the left click just removes stuff, or the right click, I mean, just moves stuff. And the left click doesn't do anything yet, but it will soon. So I'm just going to go up a little bit like this. We are a little robot right here, as you can see. And this is our person. You can't really see the front of them, but that light right on the front is where we're going. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do this. Hold down the left mouse button to mine ore and rocks, and this will give you the starting resources to create our factory. So there are these things here, and this tells you what's inside of it. Iron ore and coal. So this is a big rock, this is a rock, there's a big rock, and then there's just regular rocks, and that's just a regular rock. Let's go and start mining this. It shoots out a little beam, as you can tell, like a fire beam or whatever. And it gives us all those stuff here once it is done. Okay, so we just got that. We need to do 3 rocks, and we can do smaller rocks too. That way it doesn't take as long. And there are big rocks and just small rocks. I don't know if there actually are small rocks. We'll check out one here in a quick minute. And there's a tiny rock. Yep, look at that. That's cool. Guess I didn't even know that those were there. That's cool. Okay, so we got all of those done, and then we're going to go to next. Press E to open the inventory and use a crafting tab to craft some furnaces. So press E, and the crafting tab is right over here. That's all this stuff on the right side. This is our player inventory, and we do have a little bit of ammo. We'll go over that much later on, not too terribly far, but a little bit. So production, we have some furnaces, and we can make some furnaces. And then energy, logistics, that's all of this stuff right here. So belts, loaders, unloaders, and chest. Production is small drill and furnace. And of course energy is combustion generator and power pole. And then fluids don't have anything. Items, there is gears and screws, rods, and iron plates. Science, there is science pack, and then there's a lab. And then under combat, there is just some ammo, which we'll get to after a little while. So right now, what I want to do is make some furnaces. I'm going to make 2 furnaces. 1, 2. There we go. I have 2 furnaces. Go ahead and close that, and then we're going to hit next. To build buildings, enter the inventory using E, select the building item, and then press E again to exit the inventory. Use the left mouse button to place down a blueprint. So right now what I think I'm going to do is go see if I can find my little habitat thingy-bob. I'm going to be over here probably by my habitat. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm going to go over here maybe by these dunes, and then we'll press E, and we will just go ahead and put this on our bar. and then I can just press 1, and there we go. So we can place these anywhere that we want to. I'm just going to go and place a furnace right there, and I'm going to place a furnace right there. If I decide that I don't like where that furnace is, I can right click and it will get rid of that furnace, and then I can just hit my number 1 key or whatever you put it on, and you can put these in like different locations. You know, they don't have to be exactly right next to each other, but I'm just going to go and do it like that, and then right click to get out of that. Okay, so the rewards are 100 iron ore, 50 coal ore, and 18 furnaces. That's pretty doggone cool. This is in early access, very early access. As you can see at the very beginning of the game, and I got a free copy, like I said. So, you know, this is pretty cool. And let's go to the next one. Okay, to remove buildings, use the right mouse. I already went over that and stuff like that. Now, use the furnaces to smelt some iron. Left mouse on a building to open the building. Place the coal and the iron. So let's go and do that. This is the coal, the black, and the iron is the tan. So I'm going to go to fuel, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I'm just going to go and put that in there. It'll automatically start smelting. So we need to get 20 ingots. What I can do in the process is just go ahead and mine some of these rocks. I'm just going to go and do a few tiny rocks. So you get a lot more ore than you do, do coal, but you can still get quite a bit of coal, and the coal does last a good little bit. Not super de-duper long, but it does last a little bit. And I can always turn it and stuff, so that way I can, you know, see different angles, and it will not pick up where it left off. You just have to hold it down until it gets done, and then it will collect everything. So I think that's pretty cool. Little tiny rock right there. Let's go and gather that. We are making ingots. We will be getting some ingots here in just a little bit. Okay, now let's go back over here. And let's go ahead and we will go ahead and put in a little bit of coal there, and we'll go and dump in some of that. Okay, in this one, we have ingots. Right now, we only have 5 ingots, and that's okay, because it's going to be making them after a little bit. It's going to take some time. You can see that the coal goes down quite slowly, whereas the iron goes up quite quickly. Okay, we're going to wait for this to get done, and in the meantime, we can go over a few things. Let's go ahead and go to here. There is a timer for threat modifier. The next attack, 0.2 of 100. And there's ways that you can engage attacks, but we'll go over that later. Power production we'll go over a little bit later. All this stuff will be introduced as we go. As you go around, do be careful, because as you go, you may run across some enemies. And if you do, you're going to want to be very careful, because they will probably come after you, especially if you're not too careful. Use your middle mouse button to look around. And I've already did a little bit, like I said, so I did run across some enemies and had a few encounters. It was kind of fun. Holy moly, that's a lot of coal. Wowzers. But you can see, you know, it's, you know, not tight graphics like you see in Satisfactory or stuff like that, but it has some pretty interesting things like that. I do like the way it looks. I like the shape of the rocks and stuff like that. I think it's kind of interesting. It does have a different system than what we're used to with like Satisfactory and stuff. Okay, let's go and put those guys in our inventory. We now have 13 ingots, and we're going to go to this one and we'll do that. Okay, we now have 21 ingots. Yay! So we're going to get 180 iron ingots as our reward. To find the ore patches and view unexplored areas, press M. Hover your mouse over ore patches to see how much ore is available there. Oops. So let's go and press M. Now this is what we have, and I think we can scroll in or not. So there's a 149,665 coal there, and there is 210,624 iron ore there. And it looks like there is something out there. I don't really... Ooh, look. Looks like we can actually go over there. How do you like that? We're going on the map. How do you like that? That's crazy. So that's the coal that we saw. And then down over here, this way, just probably down over here this way is going to be some iron. So I'm going to say that right over here is probably the iron. Let's go to M. This is some iron, so it looks like there's a lot of iron there. So that's what these splotches are, and that right over there should actually be the iron. Iron ore, you can see that there's a lot of that here, and this is the big splotch of iron that we saw on the map. Okay, let's get back over by our base. That way we're kind of in a safe area. Ooh, nice sun, I like that. That looks pretty cool. I don't think I saw the sun when I was doing this earlier. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Press next to automate the factory craft and place some drills, belts, and power poles. So we got to do 2 drills and 10 power poles and 10 belts. So we're going to go to E and we're going to make a couple of drills. We'll just do 2. It will go ahead and build it automatically. So all of that stuff that it takes, the iron ingots, the iron rods, and the gears, it will make automatically. So I think that's actually really awesome. That's cool. And then once that one gets built, there is no line saying for how it does, you know, how long it's going to take or whatever. So you just got to kind of wait for it. Okay, let's do 10 power poles. We're going to go to energy and we're going to go ahead and do 10 of these. And I think that we can right click and we should get quite a few. Okay, cool. That's going to give us a few. Okay, and then I can just click all these off and then I'm done. There we go. We have 14 power poles. Sweet. Now, I need to make 10 belts. So I want to go to logistics and let me just go ahead and right click and that will make 10 belts. There we go. Sweet. So I'm just doing it by 10. I don't know if you can do it by like 1,000 or 500 or whatever. I have no idea. Sweet. Alright, for that we're going to get a belt tier 1, a chest, a loader, and a 50 loader. 90 belts tier 1, 10 chests, 50 loaders, and 50 unloaders. Okay, connect drills to power, use power poles to form power coverage, and then your planet hub comes with 200 kilowatts of passive power, but you can provide more using generators. Let's go over here and let's go find a little bit more over this way, and let's go see if we can go over there and start drilling into here to get a whole bunch of, we'll probably do coal and we'll probably also do the iron here too. So let me just go ahead and, ooh, hey, that's the world. How do you like that? I forgot about that. Let me go to E. And I want to make sure that I have the power poles that are on there, the drills are on there. I'm going to go and place belts. That way we can get this stuff going, and I'll go ahead and start getting this ready. So we're going to press number 2 for the drills. So you can press R and it will change the direction of wherever the drills are hitting to. So you can see the green arrow right there, and that's telling us it's going to go out that way. I'm going to put one right over there, and I think I'm going to go ahead and put one right over here. Okay, and then I'll just right click to get rid of that. We have to do some power poles, so let's go ahead and do number 3. And I am going to place a power pole, maybe right there, right between those two, huh? So you can see the area. So that means that it is covering those, and what I have to do is take it back over to there. So what I can do is pretty much like that. You can see there's a line between those two. If you get too far away, you don't have a line, so the yellow areas need to be connected. And we can just have it do like this, and now it is connected to our thing over here. So now we do have the power that is going to go ahead and get these guys drilling, I do believe. Output full. Drilling progress. Drills need to be connected to an output belt or storage building to output items. That's where we need these right here. We're going to go to number 4. And we're going to do the belts. We're going to press R, and then that will hook it up to there. And then once that does, I think it's going the wrong way. Let me just go ahead and get rid of that belt. And then I'm going to try this again. There we go. Ta-da! And then we'll go ahead and do that one right there too. So we can have short belts or long belts, and right now you can see it's not really doing a lot. And then tip connect drills. No. What are you doing? I don't know what he was doing, but he was drilling that. Apparently I right-clicked on it with my mouse, and it made it drill it. To connect drills to power, use power poles. Okay, do that. Drills need output to a belt or building position at its output coordinates. Note that belts have 2 lanes that can hold different items. So if this was like right next to it was like a coal node, you could probably do both if it was in the right place. But that part I haven't really got to yet. So you can see that there's stuff on one side, but there isn't on the other of the belts. And then loaders are used to transport items from belt to buildings and between 2 buildings. So right now, what I'm going to do is go to E, and I should have some chests somewhere. At least I thought I did. Let's do that, and then we also want to do a loader and, a unloader. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, a little bit, you might say. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make that one more. Okay, get that done, and then I'm going to go to number 5. And I am going to put down a chest. As far as I know, the chests don't really have a way. I can always go and see. Yeah, it's not even letting me turn it or anything. I'm pressing R, but it will not turn it. But I have to do that at the end. So I have those 2 chests there. Oops. But nothing's going to happen right now because I have no way to get it to load into there. So what I can do is I can take this loader here, number 6. The loaders have to be placed on the belts. You cannot place them at the end of the belts. They have to be placed on the belts. So I'm going to do that right there. That will load that in. And then I can do that right there. And that will also load that in. Let me know if it sounds a little bit too loud or whatever. I can always adjust it if need be. I did turn the sound down a little bit, so maybe it'll help. So right now, with this chest, I click to open it, and you can see that I'm getting some ore in there. What I could probably also do is, let's go see if we can find that coal, which I know was over on the other side over here. We can go ahead and get ourselves probably a lot of... Is that it? That's it, right over there. A lot of coal from this... right here. That should be all coal. Let me just go ahead and make a couple of more drillers so that way we have that. Production, I'll do 2 more drillers, and then we'll go in and get a whole bunch of coal. Got the coal drillers in. Now I'm gonna take this. I think I can do it diagonally. It looks like it is going to let me. And then I can just put one right over here, and that should hook everything up. Okay, now I don't have anything hooked up yet. I have the chests in and all of that, but it isn't going to be going in there because, again, what I have to do is put on a loader. Okay, turn it that way, and we'll turn it that way. There we go. So now we have that. Now we're going to have a whole bunch of coal going in. I didn't know they had coal nodes. So in the test that I was doing, I only saw the iron nodes. And it looks like these guys are plumb full. How do you like that? That's crazy. Okay, I don't need to keep that in there right now. I have 37 ingots. That's a whopping lot. And I have 17 in there with 14 more coal. Okay, cool. I don't need those for right now, but I will soon. And then this guy, I think, next attack 2.6, so it's going up quite a little bit. And then power production, power satisfaction, it's taking most of it right now. Okay, loaders are used to transport items from belts to buildings and between 2 buildings. They can be placed on top of belts and chained together to load to to the end loader's destination can only be changed up to 5 times. Okay, if you've played certain other factory game, you might be inclined to use a setup on the left, which doesn't have anything hooked up, but you have to put it on the belts, as I said. And remember to put your loaders on top of the belts, or unloaders, either way. And then unloaders are used to transport items from buildings back onto belts. And then you can do that 5 times and chain them together. Using loaders and unloaders, move iron ore from belts into furnaces and unload iron ingots onto belts. So now what I have to do is go ahead and probably just go ahead and take down these furnaces. I'll go ahead and do that right now. And then I can go all the way back over to here. And I can set up some furnaces to have those guys begin doing that. Now, furnaces are on number 1. So, I think furnaces have there's a flat side, as you can see, all the way around, and then there's an open side on either way. And I don't know if I am able to turn the furnaces. It doesn't look like it. So what I'm going to have to do is maybe do something like this. I think. We'll have to find out, because I did it, but it's been a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and put one right over there. And we'll do that. And then I'm going to go to number 4. And I'm going to take a belt from there, and you can take the belt and then you can press R and it will turn it different ways. Okay, then what I need to do is go to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, loader number 7. That is an unloader, and then I'm going to do that, and that will start unloading that. And then I need to go to number 6 and put on a loader. There we go. Now that should, maybe that's off just a little bit, and if it is, that means that I just need to take that out and go ahead and make that come out a little bit more. Like that, I'm hoping. And then I need to put on a loader. Nice. Thing. Okay. It is doing that, but it doesn't have anything to do. So right now, we're just going to go ahead and do that. Then I'll come over here to this other side. And we'll just go ahead and put on another furnace over here. And I could actually just probably do it like this. You take him out one like that. And then I can use a couple of belts. So you can see what I'm doing here. It's like Satisfactory in a way, but it's, you know, a little bit different. And I should be able to do that. And I probably will just move this guy. And I will just go ahead and make sure he is in the right place. That belt is going the wrong darn way. How do you like that? I need to get rid of those belts. There we go. And do a loader. And I need to do an unloader. And you can see the arrows on them. And then this guy will, of course, need to have a little bit of hole in there to be able to burn stuff. It should be loading up the iron. I don't know why it is not right now, but it should be. I'm hoping that it will. We will find out here in a minute. I will go over to this one. It is loading the iron. Okay, good. And this one should also be loading the iron. It looks like it is. And this chest, of course, has a lot of iron in it. So I am just doing that pretty much for right now. Okay, so we got that part done. So I need to load iron ore and then unload iron ingots. So that means I need to... 2 furnaces and unload iron ingots onto belts. So let's go ahead and do 4. I'm just going to go ahead and do this and this. Maybe one more. Go to number 7. Put the unloader onto there. Ta-da! Now we have that. And then I can always get another chest and stick that on there. Go to number 6. R. And that should be loading up into the chest. Now there's ingots going into the chest. Yeah, and then I'll come over here to this side. We will unload the ingots from here, and we will go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, so I got this second chest started loading. Now we have that. Now we're going to get 100 bullets for ammo. Hold space to automatically shoot at nearby enemies. You can see enemy threat levels at the planet hub. You may also consider researching turrets to automatically defend your bases. So I need to defeat an enemy. Let's just go over here. I want to go see. So it looks like the next attack. Whoa, baby! Boy, howdy. Whoops. Doggone it. No. Doggone it. Now I gotta redo this again. Go. Okay. So if you take your mouse off the screen, sometimes it will have, you know, whatever your desktop is when you're doing things. You just gotta try to watch yourself. The enemies do come and attack fairly regularly. And I did seek out some enemies when I was doing this. I didn't really have them come towards me, but I did seek some out. And yeah, we have a good little gun battle going on, so you can see what is happening here. You do have to watch yourself out here. I don't really know what all is in here. Looks like there's water over there. I don't even know that. I've never seen that before. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, let's get back over to our base. So we got to go back over that way. So that means that I got to go over this way. There we go. There's our base. Sweet. So I did find it. Yay! Ooh, got a little glitchy. So the mouse does kind of go off the screen. And yeah, just you do got to be careful with that. All right. Now, hold space to automatically shoot nearby enemies. You can see the enemy threat and all that stuff. Defeat an enemy, 3 combustion generators, 10 small drills, and 40 power poles. Okay. Your starting planet hub doesn't have enough power to supply a big factory. Connect combustion generators to your power grid and load fuel into them to expand your power capacity and factory production. So what we're going to do is we need to have the combustion generators. Let's go to E. We should have some of those. Are those? There they are. Okay. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to put those probably over here by the little hub thing. Press 8, and let's just go ahead and I want to maybe... See, those don't even turn at all. So I'm going to do that, get one of those built, and then I'm going to find the coal, and we're going to go ahead and see if we can get some coal out. Okay, cool. So we'll take that, and we'll just go and take that, and then I'll take that. That should give us enough coal. Let's get back over there, and let's go and see if we can power up this guy. Click to open. I'm just going to go ahead and load up 50 fuel. So that's going to take a little bit to burn down, but that's going to give quite a bit more. So you can see that's now 300 kilowatts. The next attack is 3.1 because of all the stuff that we're doing. Produce power 300 of 400, so we probably need to put another one down. Let's just go ahead and let's put that one down over here. Okay. And then we'll just open that up and we'll put in 50 more. Ta-da! So now we got it. Now we're making, it's like 400, pretty easy. That's cool. And then now we're going to get 2 labs and 20 green science tier 1. Let's go ahead and press next. You've been now introduced to most of the game's basics. Use labs and science packs to unlock research and progress further in the game. Use assemblers and constructors to automatically produce buildings and advanced materials. Make sure to join the Discord to get more updates. And now we need to do a research manufacturing. But you can see what we're doing here. We're like building small factories, and of course we're going to get a lot more factories going as we progress through this. But I just want to show you this neat little game. It's pretty interesting. It isn't like, you know, super duper high tech, but it doesn't have to be super high tech. And then you have to have your unloaders, your loaders, furnaces keeping up with stuff. The fuel's going to be getting low, but for right now, I think we're going to be okay. I may just go ahead and move a little bit more fuel into those guys. Didn't even know, like I said, they had coal or anything. I had no idea that was a thing. And okay, so if you press shift and then left click, you can take whatever you're clicking on. I think that's pretty cool. And you just press WASD to move around, point in the direction you want to go, and your little guy goes to where you want him to go. I think that's really cool. Then I can just, I can middle click and split that in half. Then I can deposit that into the generators or the furnaces. And that way, I have enough to do. Learning more things as I go, and as we do things, we learn more and more, and I think that's really awesome. So, this has been a little bit of a beginner tutorial on this, and we'll do some more for sure. We can go into the hub, and we can do things here. And we can do some other things in here. We go to here, we can go to production, we can't do anything there. Energy, we can't do anything there. Logistics, we have all that stuff. Fluids, items, science. So we do have science packs. It's like we have 20 science, and we can, a lab we can build, and then we can get science packs. And then combat, we can do ammo. So we need 2 ingots to be able to do ammo. And if I go ahead and just do like 10, that's going to give us a whopping lot of ammo, and that's going to help out quite a bit. And then for the science, we do have labs. I do believe we have 2 labs. And then we will place more stuff and see if we can open up more things as we go. But for right now, I just got to remember what I'm doing. Remember to use your middle mouse button to do your looking around. Kind of important. So I'm left clicking, thinking I'm going to move around, but I'm not. And we're at 5.3 of 100 for the next attack. So it looks like our production is actually doing really good. We can put in some more power as we need to. And then we can expand our base and go see if we can make some more stuff. So let me know what you think about this. Do you like this? Do you think this is interesting? I think it's kind of cool. It's a unique little game. You're just on a planet mining, you know, all of these resources and stuff, and you can mine up all of these rocks and then find the rock underneath if you go to your M. Now, I don't know how to zoom, or if you can zoom. It doesn't look like we can zoom. So you can see coal and then iron, and then it looks like there's going to be water around in different places. But I don't really know exactly what we do with any of that. So for right now, I'm not going to get too terribly worried about it. Gotta find my base. It is a little confusing, you know, doing the mouse with the middle mouse button, but it is pretty interesting. I do enjoy this. I think it's a very interesting game. It has some cool mechanics with that. I just don't know a lot because I've barely started doing it a little bit. And I basically did what I learned while playing the little bit of a tutorial and, you know, showing you what you can do here too. We'll learn the assemblers and all of that stuff a little bit later. But for right now, if you've enjoyed this episode, drop a like on the video. This is Iron Incorporated, and it will be coming out sometime on Steam. Again, I'll link the page in the description, and you can go and check it out for yourself. I will talk to you later. You have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.